So I want to continue on the topic that I was talking about as far as rage quitting and why the penalties fighting games now for us. You can't rage quit now. Let's get to it. The reason why these penalties are coming up in Knowledge Storm Connections and Sparkling Zero is because I talked about that in my previous videos back in the springtime, in my shorts back in the springtime too as well. Why the penalties should be included in all rage quit fighting games. And now that's happened, why people not liking rage quitting fighting games no more because it was counting Henny 2, pun intended. So I'm roasting Henny 2 on that 2, pun intended. He's why Henny's playing Dynamite 2 stay home because he's looking up for Dynamite 3. The beast prevent because he already knows what's about to deal with pretty much. And you know he ain't gonna be able to beat the matches that I also told him he couldn't beat pretty much. And I told him, told Henny 2 as well, false rage quitting penalties. Those penalties are put in all fighting games for here on out for life. Until prior to further notice, but anyways. Now the rage quitting fighting games have penalties in most of the fighting games now. There's nothing Henny can do now when he faces John and me. So if he backs out, there's a penalty, even in those battle to Henny as well. The reason why those penalties, like I was saying, get back to the topic again, but anyways, the reason why those penalties are involved in those fighting games to keep people's egos from getting in the way of beating the match that they obviously can't beat pretty much. Humble those egos. And not only that, like I said, a lot of people count Henny intended probably calling Capcom Crackcom because of these penalties. I said, well, you knew those updates for those games were coming. For those fighting games that had penalties. So now the penalties are in all fighting games now. Competition is real now, so you have to deal with that loss. Because if you back out in Sparkling Zero, you can't do. They'll bang you on Sparkling Zero. And so let's say Diamante plays Henny. If Diamante runs into my homeboy Henny in Sparkling Zero, if Diamante, let's say Diamante beats Henny, which hopefully that could happen possibly. Henny would get penalized. He would get put out of the session because he backed out long before he fought Diamante. Just using Diamante as an example. We already know Diamante good in Dragon Ball games, so I'm not doubting him. But I told Diamante this too as well, and Henny this too as well, and my cousin too as well. That's not here in this house. That every penalty there's a longer penalty. They make you wait like minutes or up to an hour. As far as you trying to get back into a rank match because you backed out before you fought the opponent you obviously was gonna run into Henny as well. Yeah, for him, Dynamite 3, the Beast Within. Yeah, I saw that at the beginning of the award. Dynamite 3, the Beast Within. All because he has to deal with that reality that he don't know how to take an L well. Knowing those penalties and all race written fighting games now, you got to deal with it. So if you lose, that's what's bound to happen when you lost to John. And me, I was with two different arcades. His level and mine's level list. You had to deal with that karma too, and that ego, and you mimicking the memes, and the memes of charge caught up to your ass and did. And you was talking to somebody about those particular memes too, pun intended as well, in your video. I heard every comment you talk that you was talking about for everybody's main for team double shit, and that wasn't fair, honey. That was just mean and petty. All because you downplay your competition. And you obviously underestimate it until you finally face it. And when somebody beats that ass, then you're not happy right now. But like I said, remember what I said in all my videos too, I meant that you will hold a grudge for a long time. Especially if you couldn't beat. Now these rage quitting fighting games have penalties in all fighting games now. Now you have to deal with it. Because they're going to call it crack on because, not because it wasn't getting the year last year, which it did, I was one game of the year last year, it's because of the rage quitting aspect of it, because too many egos involved. And he has that type of ego where he underestimates people want to come to that parent. That parent's not going to work for your match. And we already know you're mashing those perfect pairs too. We already know that. I've seen a lot of reads too. Not just saying you. I see you and Mario, even y'all gameplay, and other reads that I know that not common for us the elite race parry full strength or use that ship trap to parry full strength. So that's going to cost you. That's going to be a lot of glass on all 3 out of 4. Y'all don't learn. That's why we got those penalties in all fighting games. Um, in the fighting games now because to keep people from rage quitting and underestimating you or talking smack, mic or no mic or not, or just talking smack via comments or with the mic or both. Either way, that's the reason why all these penalties in fighting games are involved now because the penalties need to exist. Sorry to say, Fernando Stone can answer to including the penalties for that as well. Because some of my cousin back out of the line, he lost more than 1/5 of his battle points. No offense, obviously. Because he kept rage quitting. I said, bro, you got to deal with competition. And I told him, you just can't admit, you won't admit to a competition because competition is real. Because when somebody beats you, you don't like taking an L. I said, bro, and I said in my head too, I didn't say it to him physically. I said, man, you're too competitive of your horoscope because you had to take an L. All you can do is just bounce back. That's the whole point of training in fighting games, just to keep your peak there. If you don't train in these rage quitting fighting games, even with these penalties involved, then how are you going to get to succeed? But anyways, continue to the topic, obviously. Like I was saying, the rage quitting fighting games have the penalties for good reason because to keep people's egos intact and anybody that defies most game Zodiac intact. This is not fair with a lot of people doing the rage quitting. As soon as you face the worst matchup, call you a scrub. Like Henny would do it, probably pun intended. And I think we call John a scrub and me a scrub and Capcom. I said, boy, Henny, you can't call for the person that plays Capcom. You can't call nobody a scrub, especially the worst matchups. You're in your 20s, they're in their 40s. Think how much of an age gap between you and that player falls, them being elite and you not being elite no more. Like I was saying, you can't expect anybody, including the people of Team Delta or Team General, it's the other way around when you face it. I'm telling you that now. So take that with a grain of salt for all the penalties, because the penalties are real in rage quitting fighting games now. They are. They are. Like I said, they need to assess because it's not fair. And then my cousin lost one for his battle points. Be a race quit. I said, you gotta start doing it, man, because you gonna lose all them points. It's like you didn't even earn those points, even if you did. I was keep backing out. You're gonna lose all your points, but then you're gonna go back down to nothing, no battle points, and you don't want that. I told Joe, you don't want. I told my cousin Joe, you don't want that, man. Go all the way back down to 0, like you didn't even get those points. In Naruto, obviously, but the break needs to be called out right now. I've been calling it out in all my videos this year so far. Even on Raiders Power 8, pun intended as well, and that's pun intended as well. The race quit needs to cease. You have to respect competition because, like I said, they got tournaments for these fighting games. Man. Like, come on, and knowing that when you talk smack in a tournament, that's in any fighting game, race quitting fighting game, counting the penalties involved. It karma hits you like a winch for sure. It hits you like a winch for sure. As we got the penalties in the race quitting fighting game do exist, and they need to stay existed because every time you back up, that's more battle points gone for any pun intended. And I told him, I said, well, that was a loss to begin with because you ran to me and John. You would have created cells on his main account and on my other backup accounts on my main account, obviously. And you got conquered multiple times by me. I think I already added Henny on 3 my 4 PSN accounts, 3 of my 5 PSN accounts. But anyways, who I can conquer and tell he had nope, he won't say shit to me for his opponent. Say, Henny, that call hit you like a mofo. Because you mimicked the memes, you mimicked the memes of the mains of those of Team Delta and Team Shadow. And now that the penalties do exist in the rage quitting fight games, now you have to deal with it. You can't back out. And part of why Henry hasn't played Capcom in a good while because of the penalties. Or what he calls it Crapcom because he won game of the year last year and it didn't have the penalties then. Or he did have the penalties in that game, but not as bad as it was then. But as of now, the penalties are starting to get worse and worse. So like I said, it's not looking good for rage quitting fighting games right now. That's what I wanted to talk about this topic today too as well. Because the penalties are involved in this game. All the fighting games pretty much. So every time you back out, you lose points. But on Mortal Kombat XL, you don't get no XP. So that's the only thing they can do. As Mortal Kombat, they only penalize you. They don't give you no XP. when you play that opponent. It's called quitality. No XP. The opponent gets double the XP for the rage quit. That's when I made those longer streams, that those multiple 4.5 hour, 5.5 hour streams, I had more energy than to do it then in the 1.5 hour stream that I made in the 2.5 hour stream. So why rage fight game penalties should be involved. Should be involved in all fighting games. For Mortal Kombat XL, it doesn't involve anything but you not getting the XP when you back out against that matchup. The person gets the XP and they get double XP for the person rage quitting at the last minute. So like I said, need to talk about the time that I called it out, obviously. I called it Henny too as well because Henny underestimates people too much, man. I tell you, out of all the reads I know, Mario Red and Henny are the worst reads I've ever seen as far as a gameplay ever. In the history of following the reads worldwide, y'all make Breed look human right now. Because now y'all had to deal with these penalties. Y'all don't want to play fighting games no more because you know it's the end of your era, Mr. Son. But you want to say it's not the end of your era, so it is the end of your era because of the penalties. And once you lose to John and me, you got no worse meat for several months. It could be a year and a half, depending on how you do it. And if you break that control, that's like I said, if you break both controllers, that's $390 of your paycheck, honey. Because both controllers for that PS5 cost $195 for both. It was $180, now it's $185. No dude wants to say, how did you know that? They inflated it. It was originally $180 at first. They pushed the one to break it. That's $195 a damn monty check if it somehow dies or breaks. Somehow breaks. I'll do the wear and tear pretty much. Same way for Henny as well. If he breaks the controller, that's $390 of his paycheck. If he breaks both controllers, which I know he's going to do that. I said, yeah, that's calm for you, Henny. There's a lot of people who say, you got into these rage quitting fighting games, pun intended. The penalties are real. The penalties are real. There's a lot of people who say, shut the hell up when it comes to that, too, because that kind of hits you like a mofo. The evolution of arcade sticks, lever and leverless, is real. Because it gives you an unfair advantage against that opponent, pretty much. Like I said. Because the opponent can't reach your movements. They only can read for so much until they figure it out eventually. But just want to talk about this topic as far as rage quit fighting games, as far as penalties. I continue to talk about that in the next video as well. Because it needs to be called out right now. In fact, I should show you a video, why do you lose to bad players? It's one of the channels I followed, subscribed to earlier last night. And I think earlier this morning too, I subscribed to. I'll show you the video why he is losing to the worst matchup. If I show y'all the video, y'all would be very intrigued why he doesn't play the Gals, the Bulldogs, the Vegas, the Geefs, the Lunlins, the Lukes, the Geefs, the Bisons, the Vegas. What else is a charge carrier in the game? I need all the charges. I need all the charge carriers. I think so. And I think it's a couple of and the E Hondas. Yeah, I almost forgot about him and the E Hondas. And the Bulldogs, pun intended. Then the next video, I'll show you why Henny is losing the worst matchups too in the next video. It's on one of my reliable sources. I'll show you that in the next video, obviously. But that's the reason why these penalties do exist, though. So make sure you have me on Explogory too. If you like this type of content, we're going to like it on it, obviously. I make content daily, obviously. Been making content all year long, obviously, including my shorts too, pun intended as well. So make sure you have me on Explogory too. Furry Kingdom, those are my PSN accounts. Explogory 2, I'm saying so. Explogory 2, Furry Kingdom, my account, He4, that's my console wars account, PSN account. Super 64, and Chun-Li, He as well. But that one, I'm leave off my PS4, obviously, because I've been on it, I haven't been on it since 2020, 2021. But you can add me on all my PSN accounts, Explogory 2, I'll say so if anybody didn't have it, Explogory 2, Furry Kingdom, Masaka He4, my console wars account, and Super Nintendo 64, my in-game retro account as far as PSN is concerned, and Amazon showed me Hishi as well, but I'm not going to add that on my PS4 because Haven't been on that one since 20. So make sure you have me on all my PSN accounts. I say it again for evidence. Explogory 2, Furry Kingdom. That's the guy he shoot for my console wars account. And Super Nintendo 64 and Chun-Li Heisha. I'm approaching my friends limit on 4 of my 5 PSN accounts. So keep those close friend requests coming. I said the close friend requests knowledge and not troublemaking pretty much. You should have me on Xbox Apple Hut 4859. I also have another Xbox account as well. I got 2 of them, obviously, but the one I play on is Apple Hut 4859 on that one. But you can have me on that one too as well. Find me on TikTok with Queen4. Subscribe to me on YouTube, Raiders Power 8, nickname under it. Brewer Hutch 6, Brewer Hutch Podcast, nickname under it as well. Astros vs. Sony Fires vs. Sony Podcast, nickname under it as well. And News Hutch 1, thanks to Wigo F, inspired me to make that channel News Hutch 1, nickname under it as well. With that channel, as far as my content, it will focus on data analytics, the controversy as far as sports, esports, as far as race and fighting games, and controversy as far as politics, and controversy as far as esports, sports, race and fighting games, and so that's going to focus on all that, including the data, and the data analysts, and the data miners, and stuff like that, and data analytics, and stuff like that. But okay, guys, I end the video right there. Make sure you add me on Facebook. Also, make sure you follow me on Facebook as well. Add me on Facebook as well. And add on Instagram, WWE Legend 2, Chun-Li Win-Win, Kyle Hudson on my new merch meta in Instagram one. And add me on Hachikanami, WWE Legend 2, and Chun-Li Win-Win as well. Keep the files coming. I'm approaching my followers limit on 2 of my 4 Instagram accounts, obviously. Approach my limit. I was one that's not at my limit as far as my followers and mutual followers is my Kyle Hutchinson one. But anyways, okay, guys, I end the video right there. Make sure you follow, subscribe to me on YouTube, like the video, leave a comment on it, or comments on it, pretty much. Like me, add me on Facebook, pretty much. Follow me on Facebook as well, because trying to get more friends. I'm trying to reach the friends on that one. We had to get there, but I got a lot of friends. Going back to all my schools, I have more than half my third round of friends I knew back for all my school days. But anyways, and add me on Instagram, follow me on Instagram, add me on PSN, follow me on PSN as well. I just told you my gamer tags, obviously. Add me on TikTok, Women Queen 4 as well. Make sure you add me on Google. If you want to add me via Gmail, you can. My Google Gmail is kylecindy@gmail.com, kylecindy4@gmail.com, and newshutch1@gmail.com. If you want to add me through Google, make sure you send me the front. I'll accept it pretty much as well. Make sure you add me on Google Play. If you got me, I was at the A12 or any of the 8 phones, while I Android, obviously. You should add me on Google Play as Aesthetic Hut 56. Aesthetic Hut 56. I think that's the number I put for Google Play, but anyways. I had to check to make sure. But if not, it's Aesthetic Hut. I forgot the number, obviously, but you can add me on Google Play, obviously. But yeah, guys, I end the video right there as well. Make sure you like, subscribe. I'll show you in the next video. I'll show you why Henny is losing all the worst matches in Capcom on one of my sources, on one of my YouTube accounts. Yeah, this is